Double C with the 199. Keem better not switch the time or I'll miss it. Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to what used to be the coolest, the calmest, and the chillest in the entire Lolcow universe. You're watching Lolcowcafe. So, apparently, a lot of people had a lot of things to say yesterday, right? My co-host came on with her Friday co-host, Miss Batgirl, right? Miss Beans did her absolute best. You know, could it have been better? Sure, because no one's perfect. No one is perfect. That's why whenever I say a scale, it's not 1 to 10, it's 0 to 9, because nothing's a 10. Nothing is a 10. But a lot of people had a lot of weird things to say. Some people had some raunchy shit to say, and apparently our neighboring show did a whole 2-hour stream about us, and they capitalized on it. So big ups to them, whatever. But I'm not going down without having my say. I'm not going down without being able to represent myself. Because if you remember, in the very last Lolcow Court live stream, I was the one that pitched this show. I was the one that said I had this idea about a coffee show in the morning, right? When we called Lolcowcafe. When I pitched the show in the Discord, it already had subs before Keem even knew about it. Before even Keem even knew about it. So I view this as my baby. I view this as my creation. So I have a little heartfelt, feelings to this. So I was going to go alone. I was going to go with this alone. But someone from the shadows came in and said, Ken, let me come on with you. Let me be there with you. Let me try to do what I need to do, say what I need to say, and defend how I need to defend. If y'all don't know, that is going to be Beans' significant other, Mr. Grimm. Mr. Grimm, good morning or afternoon, sir. How are you today?
What up, bro? I don't know how y'all do this time, man. I
Hey.
didn't expect you to do earlier. What the fuck?
Someone got to do it.
Oh.
Someone got to do it. So before we get going, Peyton and James with the 5 gifted Lolcow memberships. Thank you, or cafe memberships. Thank you so much. And then Kelly Mitty, welcome to Cash Cow. Thank you. I appreciate you. So
Yeah, welcome to the coffee cult.
how you doing, bro?
Bro, I'm feeling tired. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah, I'm with you.
I'm not gonna bullshit you. All right.
I'm with
No,
you.
but I'm excited for today. I want to try to make things fun as possible because look, you gotta do like a last hurrah, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's what Cafe deserves for for what it's worth. I mean, it's a great show. I fucking support it all the time. I still do, right?
Oh, yeah.
I love it, man.
We saw. Thank you. Appreciate that.
No, of course. But I wanted to do a couple things with you. I wanted to see what we can do to get some donos, get some memberships, because we need to prove to everybody in the LCU that Cafe is here to stay, right? Regardless of what time it is, right? I know with the time switch, it's gonna be brutal for you guys, so might as well, do something with it, right?
Yeah,
I'm
fuck it.
thinking, you and I spoke about it behind the scenes just a little bit, right? Do you want to start with a membership goal, or do you want to start with talking about the donos? What do you want to do? Because we already got memberships.
All right.
You might as well.
All right. So fun. Oh, every time I do that, I need to figure that out. But anyways, maybe I won't need to here in a few. But all that up to the side. Here's what's funny. All right. Here's what's funny. Lolcowlive, the big keemstar, the big puppet master behind all this shit. He said, guys, if y'all give me 300 members, I'll fire Cafe here on the spot. Nay, I'll give Boogie the chance to fire Cafe on the spot, right? How many members did they get that stream? 29. 29 new members. Where were all the haters that was talking shit about Cafe? Where are all these motherfuckers in here? Your SpongeBobs, your Michael Harts, your fucking, who's that, 666, some bullshit, right? Mr. First Amendment defender. Where the fuck were they at to get memberships to cancel this terrible show? Where were they? No. Milkers got 469. Queens,
Nice.
800 and whatever the fuck. So Lolcowlive, the #1 show in the network, could not reach that member goal. And they had 5,000 live concurrent viewers. So you're telling me 300 people did not want to give you $5 to cancel this show. Let's keep that into perspective. Right? So with my baby ass show, with my last play show, you know what? Let's see if we can get a membership goal to stay at 12 o'clock, to not get rid of me and Beans. Because he's talking about putting Tech Protect and Sweet Tea, maybe, in the cafe slot. Maybe in the cafe slot. Lucifina, thank you for the 1 gifted. Here's the thing. Nothing against either of them. Because I definitely think Sweet Tea has talent. It's raw, very raw talent that she can harness. She can hold a conversation. I love the mustache, by the way. She can hold a conversation. She can talk shit to people. Unfortunately, her internet doesn't allow her to keep the groove, right? Tech Protect. I like you, Tech Protect. But I refuse to let a man step into my shoes that does this. I refuse, bro. What is this?
Can I be honest, bro?
What
I
does
love
this
it. I love the
mean?
fact that he does that shit.
What does that mean, bro?
It's like, I think bear with me on this. I think it derives from,
Scott re-upped his crown. Thank you, bro. You re-upped your crown. Let's go. Love you guys. I love you too,
Thank you,
Scott.
Scott.
I love you too.
Love you, bro.
And you know what I'm doing for you, Scott? You know what I'm doing for you? I'm going to feature your spices in my TTS cooking stream. I'm going to say, this is what King Scott gave me, and what I'm going to do is use those, right? Don't do that on my show. I'll fucking kick you. This is what I'm going to do, bro. I'm going to feature him. I'm going to taste test him, Mr. Pereiro, Pepper, Perano, whatever the fuck.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back as always with Cafe News, the calmest, the chillest, the coolest show in the LCU. Given that their performance on Friday was sort of abysmal and kind of like, as I was saying in that video, felt like it was just Cafe was ending on a whimper rather than on a bang. And I felt that when they were streaming Saturday and I was watching it, I felt that, I'm kind of glad they kept on fighting, regardless of their final gambit, right? Which I thought it was Friday, but obviously, again, I was wrong. That's perfectly fine. They did show, I guess, their. I'm not sure if you want to consider them as their final stand. I may just use it as a title anyway, clickbaiting, whatever. Who cares? Um, but yeah, their stream on Saturday was, I think, for the most part, a success, and I think the reason for that success was the energy they brought in. Where compared to Friday's stream and Saturday's stream, there's a clear difference in mentality and energy. I think it came down to the people who was there. Like, no offense to Batgirl, I don't think she brings in that energy that the wind that cafe needed. And if let's say Ken was there, let's say Ken or even Grimwood was there Friday helping Beans out, I think their, I guess you want to say, their final gambit would have paid off even more. And obviously it didn't until Saturday, where they brought in the full might of cafe and its energy for the rest of the audience to show that they could bring it in, they could show what they can do. And I think that it kind of proves me wrong a little bit on Friday, and or the video before, you know what I mean. And I think it's perfectly fine on my end, right? But it also, somebody was commenting on my video, one of the people who supports him. Shout out to that person. Thank you so much for supporting and commenting on my videos a lot. It helps a lot. Um, yeah, we were talking about it, right? Obviously, they brought up money, but I said to them that it all depends on Monday and going forward, right? They had an abysmal show Friday, and they had a really good show Saturday. It is all depends on what happens Monday and going forward, right? That's really what I would say.
All right. Thank you, Sussy. We appreciate you. All right.
No show even covered it when I exposed Ken questioning Keem's leadership skills. That should have been made into more content. Yeah,
I
dude,
would have called that shit out, just saying. Fuck Ken.
Rewind.
You know what he was talking about? Rewind, not doing rewind. What did I say in my rant? Rewind doesn't even do that much anymore. I said that. What is Keem saying? They don't. Baja Wolf with the 50 gifted fucking Baja. Baja.
Wait, the same Baja that was talking shit in the main chat about her coffee just gifted 50?
Baja. What? What the fuck?
I love you, Baja. Thank you. Bye.
Guys. I don't know. I truly don't know anymore. Baja got his mod back. Thank you, Baja. You're an amazing human being, and I think lessons are learned. Thank you for the 50 gifted. That means the world. And Zero dead. So yes, the UK and international people, it will show up as sold out because we can't send it internationally. There's too much bureaucratic red tape. Nutrition labels have to be translated, and all the other countries trying to import a what's the word? Like a consumable, like food or whatever, drink. There's a lot more stricter guidelines than just anything else. So, sorry guys, we can't do it internationally. I'm sorry. But let's get back to Baja. Seriously, if y'all got to get the membership from Baja, please thank him. Baja's an amazing person. Thank you. I don't know what else to say. My energy, it's fuck. It's been an amazing day, Beans. It's amazing. All right, so they want to bring that up, and I just want it for full context for everybody, right? For full context, since it was brought up on Aussie, I want to make sure we're all on the same page, right? All on the same page. So I went on Aussie later that day and talked to Rastoff about it. This is what I said.
Sorry, dude. I hit this. What's up, Ken? Welcome to Local Aussie, dude. How you doing?
What's up, my man? How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Life good? Life good?
I'm chilling, bro. I just woke up a little bit ago having my second. Yeah, Rastoff went beat fucking red, bro. Beat red. It was beautiful. A cup of coffee. Trying to do what I need to do.
Nice.
I hear,
oh, you go.
I hear certain things from a man named Huge Ass, right? And Huge Ass tagged me in the Crown chat and said you need to watch Aussie like the last I think it was 6 or 7 minutes, so I knew what was happening. Here's the thing, right? And I'll talk about this on Cafe a little bit. But I said what I said. At the time, I don't remember exactly what was going on because I don't really remember 3 weeks ago. But if I said it, there was a reason why I said it. You know what I mean? I said 3 weeks because it was just an example. This happened 8.5 months ago. 8.5 months ago.
Oh, 100%.
I'm not going to pussy. If Keem wants to, punish me or if Keem wants to, yell at me, that's fine. I'll take it, right? I've been yelled and punished before, whatever. But, I'm not going to cower about it.
No, it was 8 months ago. I genuinely just didn't expect that to be the quote, to be honest.
Stream Games super chatted $20. Don't thank Baha. He is the reason the CompTIA certifications are so hard to pass. He is a bad man. To be clear, it's not his fault, but I am blaming him. D.
Thank you so much, Stream Games. Yes, I'm sorry we can't ship internationally. I really wish we could, but it's just a lot of red tape, and that would drive the price up even more. People complained about the price, so we dropped it down to 25 instead of 33. So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm sorry. All right, so that's enough. Y'all basically got the gist of that. So, I went back in time to my old platform called the After Show. All the clips BP Phil got were from me on the After Show. All right. That's no secret. Everyone knows I was on that channel. Whatever, right? I'm not trying to promote. All I'm saying is people wanted to bring it up. Keem Wish Rewind talked about it. So to me, that gives me the green light to show a clip. So I can kind of, I know Keem is on a date, but, you know, shout out to Brantley. Y'all are beautiful. I still want the chance to show the full context of what happened. All right. Now, if anybody wants to see it, whatever, this is what happened. And real quick, the chat's talking about where we at. So, again, I don't know how to do that. I can learn the membership ticker or whatever. We are at 525 new members. That's where we're at right now, Beans.
So in this particular clip, right, they're bringing up stuff from the after show. Shout out to the after show, right? It was a show that Keem, Jill Ford, Complexity, and Zaf were all part of. Right after they started to go their own separate ways. Right later on, Ken would join like the LCU, and Jill Ford would just split from them and does his own thing. A long time ago, around like 8 months ago, right, I would say that the after show was sort of the first real channel to really start commentating on the stuff that the LCU did, right, way before I did it. I actually would say that I was heavily influenced by the after show, though obviously I took a very different direction from them, right? But enough of that, more about that particular, what they're trying to say, and how, like, Becky trying to, like, throw that in their faces. Obviously, people's opinion do change over a period of time, especially when you get to work with that person and, you get to know them more better, right? I believe when that clip was first released, it was, like, right before Ken decided to go with him to their original, not fat camp, but they went to their camping trip, right? The first time where the LCU kind of did something like fat camp, right? Right, it was sort of the pre-fat camp type of deal, and I think from there on where Ken started to change his opinions. Right, later on in the stream, they do bring it back up. I felt like I felt like they should have continued with this part. They should have just kept continuing. What I mean by that is, like, they started out like this, and then for some weird reason, other stuff ended up coming up, and then it took them a little bit of time to kind of reel back into it. I think this isn't really a criticism. This can be viewed as more nitpicking. I would have just played the clip from the after show and all of that and what you said, right? So it would be one continuous story. That's how I would have done it. But since the way they did it was different, I'm not gonna harp about it.
Spades Girl,
Thank you
with
for the
5
5 gifted.
Thank you so much. All right. So, where was I? All right, so they want to bring up what I said 8.5 months ago on the other platform I was on called the After Show. All right.
Okay.
So, I'm going to play the context of it because BB fucking Phil didn't want to play the context of it. Now, King can feel about this whatever he wants to feel. He can say whatever he wants to say. But this is when Tommy C got fired. All right, this was the stream Tommy did when he got fired. All right. So let's check it out. What happened?
Wings just said he gets 1090. He's 1099K employee, and he says he does them.
They get rid of him. I'll read all these at the end, by the way. Makes him the enemy, and then just picks 1-1-1. I was in focus, then it went back to Connor, then it went to D-Max.
Ken,
then it went
pause this shit right fucking now.
Ken,
pause this shit right fucking now. What, Lucifino with the 1, and then Hemi Zach with the 50 gifted. Wake up and smell the coffee, motherfucker!
Damn it, Hemi Zach. Damn it, Hemi Zach, bro. Thank you.
Dom's with the one gifted.
Thank you.
Let's fucking go.
Thank you, Hemi Zach.
I can't.
I can't. No,
Don't-
no, no. I can.
I fucking
can.
can't.
I can't.
I fucking can't with this shit, bro. Thank you so much. Lucifina
Let's
for the
go.
one. Who's this? Dom's with the one. Thank you. And then Hemi Zach, always the GOAT. I think he was the first crown. Crown
there you
on
go.
lolcowlive.
Hand me a real one.
On lolcowlive.
Hand me a real one.
He is. Thank you, Hemi.
Yeah,
Uh,
for real.
Hey, make sure to spam in chat, guys. Cafe's here to stay. We want to make sure we know that everyone knows Cafe's here to stay. Spam it in chat, spam it in main chat, spam PayPig chat, crown chat, wherever the fuck you want. Spam that shit, okay? Get fucking banned. I'm joking. I don't mean that. Please don't.
All right. So, Mission My Bloodline with the one. Thank you so much.
One gifted.
Everyone counts. Listen, I know we going high for
Everyone
the big
counts.
ones. Every single one counts, right?
Yes, sir.
So if y'all want to
Absolutely.
just do one, I am as thankful as I am for 50. I just want y'all
Pirate
to tell
Contra
that.
with the one.
Pirate. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you. I'm.
Every little matters.
I'm
Hey, where we
just-
at, by the way?
Hold on. Let me.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off so much, bro.
Oh, we beat Queens.
Oh. We beat Queens?
836.
permanent special host.
836.
Hey, permanent special guest right here. I am perfectly fine with it. Let's fucking do it. I'll be your fucking Batgirl, all right? I'm here for Saturdays. Let's do it.
I
It's
can't.
happening.
I can't.
It's
All
happening.
right. Johnny B. Bad with the one. Seriously, every single one really matters, right? Again, I know the 50s we go crazy, but seriously, every single one matters, and we love every single one that y'all give us. Lunchbox. with
20
the
gifted
one.
from Lunchbox. Woo! Yeah, baby, that's what we're waiting for. Sorry, that was loud. Let's go.
And they do, in a way they do. But I feel like they just played that and that, right? But then Ken didn't really get a chance to just respond or give, because later on, particularly in this video, and then later on their stream, Ken is gonna need to explain why his opinion has changed. If I would Ken, I would have just explained my opinion then and there and then moved on. But obviously they didn't do that. And again, that's more of a small nitpick than like a real criticism. Though if that becomes more a recurring thing that it could be viewed, it will eventually become criticism. So I would just nip that in the butt. But that's just me, right? I try to organize these videos in the way I get the clips. So sometimes like there be moments where I get a clip and obviously they don't finish their sentences until much later into the stream, so it kind of messes things up. And if I'm lucky, it's probably more common than I think it is, they usually there's like nothing in the middle until they finally do go and respond. But as I said, like people's opinion do change, especially when you work with them, you get to know them better, right? Like it's like sort of like working with the manager and then you meet him at a bar and then from there your opinion changed because you got to know him a lot better, right? That is very more common. Same thing when you are with a fellow worker. I've had that experience, right, where I work with somebody, I get to know them in real life, and my experience and my opinions on them do change from that. Sometimes for better or sometimes for the worse. And so in the case of Ken, he is making a point, and again later on, right? Not later on the stream, because right after this clip, Boogie comes in, so Ken isn't really able to explain what he's trying to get at, what he's trying to say, right? Because his opinions do change, and it's in a way, he does call out Becky and the other hosts, but we'll get to it when we get to it.
Likes. Hold on. Remember, guys, 20, we kick this bitch out. What the fuck you want?
Someone just brought up a really interesting point on the Discord, and I thought I would say, what does this show look like after you're done riding my coattail and Keemstar's coattail? What does it look
Why
like?
you gotta try to take your
Like,
He's trying to take credit for this shit.
Now you spent 2 days talking shit on us, and that's 90% of what I've been watching. This
It's
90%
crazy.
of what
Nobody
you've
spoke
done
about
for
this
2
entire stream until you came in.
Not
Not once. Your name was not brought up once.
Can we just talk about how we're the only lolcow channel
we talk about
that actually
how
talks
the,
about
title of your
lolcows
stream
and not just
yesterday?
Boogie pretending like he is one anymore?
Yeah, that was yesterday. What's today?
Oh,
Today's success story, bro.
Today's success story based off of riding our fucking dick. So
No,
what does this
no,
show
we
look
didn't
like?
bring you guys up.
What does this show look like when
Hold on,
Brent
hold
goes
on,
back
hold
to his exile test location?
Boogie, there's
What
a fucking
does this show
TTS
look like?
going. What the fuck are you
No,
doing?
there's not a
You gotta
TTS
run your
going.
own show.
There's not a
What the fuck
TTS
why
going.
we need to?
I can't hear them.
and there's not a TTS going, but this is what I'm going to say, Boogie. It's a fucking fact. You cannot deny y'all didn't even get 30 memberships to kill Cafe. Where's all the Cafe haters at? Where's all the shit talkers at? Everybody that was saying, no, shut the fuck up. Let me talk. All these motherfuckers. Hold on, let me finish before you answer the question. Let me finish. Yeah. Where are all those motherfuckers that were talking shit on Cafe? Where's everybody saying that, oh yeah, we don't want Cafe to go anywhere? Where are all the other hosts that dogging us and all that shit? When before it got 470, after you got over 800, which we beat their fucking record, and we said, let's do the same goal as Lolcowlive, the big bad #1 show. And what did we do? We over doubled that fucking goal, Boogie. We're almost at triple that goal to fire us. Where the fuck is everybody at, Boogie?
We are at 900.
We're at 873 new members.
Yeah, don't forget tomorrow look and see how many of our New Zealand style.
Can't hear him. Hot shoe. Goodbye.
I have one more comeback. I'll be back.
Kick me,
pussy. Kick me, pussy. I'll be back. Kick me, pussy.
Let's go coffee count.
Ken, hey, that's the fucking energy. That's the fucking energy, bro. Oh, people pay $20.
No, he got one more. He got one more. He has one more time.
And to answer Ken's question, there are no rhubarb haters, right? Rhubarb is so irrelevant, people don't hate it, right? They're not going to spend money to shit talk rhubarb. Same way they didn't spend money to shit talk you because
you promoted the entire fucking show.
My question is, the question I came here to ask, and you won't answer it, what does this show look like when you're done with this? What does it look like?
I guess that's up to us to figure out, Boogie.
We should figure it out pretty goddamn quick. While you have their attention, you should have a pitch for these motherfuckers who are coming in to support your show right now. You should let them know what the fuck they're supporting. So why don't you spend the rest of your fucking time coming up with a fucking show? Come up with a show.
Maybe.
He's so fucking jealous of all the success.
Because Nerds has one buff weed. You have beans. And Ken is a talent. I'm not gonna lie. Ken's got a great voice. But you have beans. The reason you're doing well today is because Grim is here. Grim, leave. Let's see how it goes.
No, if I can't even do this on test, this is all Cafe, bro. No.
Yeah, see you, Grim. Leave. Let's see how it goes.
You want him to leave? We can.
Yeah, I've already left before. It's been no problem.
Yeah, but spend the rest of your stream fucking gone. Show us what Cafe looks like.
If I can leave, you leave. All right, goodbye.
Let him stay.
I don't mind making you guys $60 today. Fuck you.
Appreciate it, bro.
Come on, yell at me because that's all you want to fucking do. All you want to do is yell at women. Come on.
No, I want you to learn to do your job. That's all I
fucking do my job, and I go on other shows, and I also do my job. Do you know
Blammy can do it? If Blammy can do it, you can do it. If Blammy can do it, you can do it.
Oh, we want to talk about Blammy? I went on the gaming channel and we did repo, and a lot of people fucking like that shit. And then even when Blammy was doing a scary game, I hopped on there and I scared her a couple times, and people love that shit. I can do what you fucking can't. When do you ever go on shows except to fucking shit on them, bro? How about you be fucking entertaining instead of just yelling and screaming and shitting on people? Do something positive for once because you don't fucking do shit. You don't do fucking shit, bro.
I do what it takes to make shows money. I've done it for 3 days for you. Enjoy the money.
Look at the clips where all you got was fucking beat up by Waste. You never did your one fucking punch, bro. You didn't go one fucking punch.
Yeah, I'm a
I can go on Happy Punch and make Keemstar some money and actually fight while doing it.
Yeah, I did. I'm so proud of the fact that I didn't even hit a guy I got paid to hit. I'm so proud that after being the shit beat out of me as a kid for 20 fucking years, that I didn't throw a punch even when I was getting paid to fucking do it. That's how proud I am.
Great job with the sympathy,
I will leave this planet without ever hitting another
Great fucking job with the sympathy,
I have a story too.
Jono, 87, welcome to Cash Cow. Welcome to Cash Cow.
Some fucking sympathy, bro.
Tell it.
No, because we don't need to fake cancer. We don't need to fake cancer. We don't need to go on the side of the road. We don't need to talk about drink tests. We don't do that shit. That's fine.
I'm asking you to show me some fucking talent. Show me what you plan to do. Show these people who spend thousands of dollars. Show these people who spend thousands of dollars what your show's gonna look like. Pussy.
We have. Look at whenever we talk about actual lolcows. Now you just fake it all the fucking time. We talk about Tokyo. We talk about things that you guys can't fucking do.
The thing to put you in last place.
Sir Gorgeous, welcome to Cash Cow. This is what I'm saying, bro. If you look at the last 3 not the one with Beans and Batgirl, the last 3 episodes that I was on before that's what the new Lolcowcafe is going to be. All right, that's what it's going to be. The thing is,
that's better than it was. That's a good step. That's a good step forward.
Because listen, we're doing a hold on TTS before I kick you.
2,727 super chatted $19.99. Boogie is jealous. Cafe's host has a sexy voice and looks sexy. Get out, Boogie.
All right, before you go, this is what I'm going to tell you. All right, we are doing a complete overhaul. Everything is out the window and we're starting from scratch. The last 3 days have been the most successful that the entire show has been outside of primetime. Okay, we found a formula, and that's why when we were talking about changing us, the only thing we said was we feel it's going to kill our momentum. That's it, right? But if we're wrong, we're wrong. I'm cool doing it. Beans is cool doing it, right? This is the very first time we ever gave Keem pushback, and that context was also lost. Whenever Keem came into the cafe chat and said, hey, I need you guys to do this, what did I type? All right, boss, too easy with a salute. Every single time. This is the first time we ever gave him lip about anything. Anything. All right, so excuse us for giving a little bit of pushback once. Excuse us that we actually want to try and stand on our own 2 feet. All right.
Well, you're welcome. You're welcome for us taking that advantage to put you back on the map. Enjoy it, but I hope you fucking take advantage of it. And if you're rebooting things, consider rebooting the show without fucking put fucking Blumpkin or whatever that new bitch's name on here. She'd be way more interesting than Beans. See ya.
Whatever you
look better saying to kick him. There you go.
No. From just this clip here, I'm actually really happy that they were able to stand up to Boogie more and call him out on his bullshit and just straight up say facts. I would have gone a lot harder. Actually, if anything, I would have just been more ballistic and just ripped them apart. But they did what they did, and I'm happy nevertheless. I'm always happy when the smaller hosts, right, or the other hosts are able to stand up against Keemstar, right? I'm always happy, right? I think I'll say it here. Like, I do enjoy it ever so often when Becky or even Tina call out Keemstar or Billy or Xylee. But it's really more enjoyable when the smaller hosts do it, and you know, they do it in a way where it's entertaining, right? Especially towards Boogie, but again, retaliating against Boogie, it's like, you know, it is fun, but it's also like, how much do you want to spend, right? It's one of those where I don't know what's the best example. It's like one of those things where like it's very easy, but you end up expanding, or not expanding. You end up expelling more energy than you needed to on something that's very easy. I think we all been in that kind of situation, right? Especially when we're arguing with some people who, like, you argue about the small stuff and they end up dragging it out. That's how it feels. And nevertheless, I am glad. Also, Boogie saying that, oh well, people, rhubarb, like, I don't know why you would pick rhubarb. If I remember, rhubarb is the particular plant. There are people that do complain about it pretty constantly. There's a lot of videos on it. It's not that it's irrelevant. It's just not something that you find particularly interesting. I don't know why you use that kind of comparison. Right? I think if you really wanted to, there probably are people that made a lot of money off of just, sorry for that, hating on rhubarb. It's like, okay, Boogie, it's okay. But I am happy that these guys were able to really stand up against Boogie and call him out of his shit and really hit him. I would have gone further. I would have used a lot of the detractor information against him, but that's just me. Maybe they were holding back, and there's nothing. Well, I see, don't hold back. Don't hold back, right? When you're dealing with Boogie, never hold back. Go into him hard without any mercy, right? If Boogie wants to treat you like crap and treat you like you're irrelevant or nothing, go at him hard. There's nothing wrong with that. It really isn't.
So let's get into this. And again, motherfuckers want to talk about this. Keem brought it up, saying that we should have did more and make that content. So I'm gonna make it content. I'm gonna make it content, Keem. All right. This is what happened.
We're going to be. I know. Look, I'm in the Army. I know what leadership looks like. He doesn't have it. Keem is a fantastic performer, and he's an idea guy. But as far as any kind of management's concerned, he's completely incompetent in that area.
What do you guys think?
I gotta agree.
Yeah.
Keemstar he does not have leadership qualities. I was in the Army too. Like you were in the Marines, you know what it is. Zeph keeps going in and out like an asshole. But no, you're good. But Keem does not have traits where if he tells me like, hey, this is what we're doing, I would second guess him like a motherfucker. Now, when it comes to creating content, yes, okay. But when it comes to just normal everyday, like if I'm in a boardroom, he's talking about business strategies and all this other shit, I don't know if I could follow him.
Well, Keem is very much, you need to.
There it is. That's what I said. Now, one thing I want to show. Right, last thing I'm going to show. And I'm going to explain all this. I'm going to explain it. August 24th, 2024. That's when I said this. Now, what's changed since then? I've worked for Keem. I've seen Keem do it in person. I've seen Keem direct things when shit went down, right? He came up and he made fucking gold content. My opinion of that has changed. When it comes to this whole thing, when it comes to strategies for the LCU and all that shit, I agree with him because I've seen the man work. At that point, I never saw him work. Now, if Becky wants to say, do all this shit and do all this shit to me or whatever, something I did 8.5 months ago where my opinion has changed. Becky, why don't you go against all those other motherfuckers out there at Fat Camp talking shit behind your back and smiling in your fucking face, huh? Not even a month and a half ago. How about you go after them for being fake and saying things that, all of a sudden, evidently opinions can't change about people. Why don't you go over there and do that to them, Becky? At least I was a real motherfucker and I didn't say shit to you because I had nothing to say to you. You want to say, oh, fuck, Ken, I would have brought that out. No, that bitch, I brought it out. I talked about it. I exposed everything I said on myself. My opinion has changed because I have seen him work in person, make magic out of shit when things didn't happen the way it was supposed to. My opinion has changed. If you're going to come at me for having a changed opinion and say that you should still hold my feet to the fire for something I said 8.5 months ago, why are you on holding, Becky, why aren't you holding everyone else's feet to the fire to what they said about you? And then they're going to smile on your face now. What about that? That's all I got to say.
That is very true. So, if you guys were in the Discord and if you were in that VC where I started yelling at Boogie, this all started because Boogie was mad that Keemstar was paying more attention to the smaller shows than him. But Mike also said that no matter what, him and Keemstar are talking all day. Now, just because Keem does not give you attention, Boogie, does not make it our fault. We did give him a little pushback, and this is the first time we ever gave him pushback. But in that VC, Boogie tried to say that Keemstar is sitting down with us and acting like we're his little babies and being like, okay, you do this, you do that. No, I had a problem with that because Keemstar, what he does is he'll go up to you, say you're in last place, you figure that shit out. And even Zay Zooted herself agreed with me when I was in VC. Now, let me say something else. Maybe I didn't take it or I didn't go on live and do it in the best way possible because some fat ass was fucking filibustering me, right? You were in the car. You were in the car and I was making some pretty damn good points. I didn't have the internet. I didn't have the fucking...
Mind you, that's the only reason why she was yelling. People kept on saying she was yelling at Keem. No, she was talking over fucking Boogie the entirety of the time. So don't fucking bullshit and lie about and twist the facts when in reality she couldn't even get her fucking point across. I don't want to hear it, bro.
And then the other thing is people are like, oh, if the thing is, people don't like when women yell. People don't like when women are not just sitting there and saying, yes, sir, put it in my mouth. No, that's not the type of person I fucking am. I can be positive. I can go 100% for my community. But if I have to speak up, I'll fucking speak up. And that's it. That's it. If that makes me a bad fucking person, you guys went to bat for me when I was drinking hot sauce. You guys went to bat for me when I kicked a fucking trash can. But if I say my fucking opinion, I'm the person that's wrong, and I didn't even say anything that's too fucking bad. But I can be a woman, and I can say this. I'm sorry for yelling. I could have made better points. But I'm not going to change who I am for anybody.
You shouldn't.
And I'm going to keep being positive. I was in bed, and I was freaking sad about... Not sad. That's the wrong word.
And so, as I said earlier on the video, right, that people opinion do change over a course of time. And I think there's a lot of examples throughout the LCU where people's opinion on somebody or something change through interaction or just conversating, right? Obviously, in the case of Ken, wow, sorry, a little slow today. Ken, his opinion of Keemstar and his leadership has shifted a lot. And I don't really blame the man, right? When you spend a lot of time with somebody like that, your opinions of things do become different than they were before. And since he has a lot more physical like interaction with him, it's clear, right? It's, you know, especially when you have those meetings and how you're gonna outline plans and everything. Yes, your opinion on that person is going to change a lot, especially from 8 months ago. They're using a clip from 8 months ago, even though they can anybody can simply say, well, that was 8 months ago. His opinion must have changed now, and easily Keemstar could have said that, like, yeah, his opinion should have changed now, and if it isn't, well, I wonder why. But obviously, he's not gonna say that because it's Keemstar and he wants to generate as much drama. Even though I guarantee you, right, that Keemstar knows Ken's opinion about him had changed a lot since then. But obviously, for the sake of content and drama and money making, he's not gonna say that because that would be too easy. And then, in the case of Boogie crying about how, Boogie, Keem has to spend more time with the other shows. It's like, well, that's like with anything else in real life. When you have different projects going, right, especially YouTube projects, and the fear of them being below 500 viewership and not getting, like, I don't know what their daily donation goals is, right, like behind the scenes, if they don't reach it, it's obviously a problem. So in the case of Boogie, like, well, Boogie isn't really a business owner. He doesn't understand that there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of things you have to do to maintain the business and each individual. So, because to Keemstar, he showed his way of retirement. So I'm just saying that, like, what I'm trying to imply is that you can't really blame Keemstar for spending a lot of time with the other person, but Boogie shouldn't really complain because, well, why isn't Boogie taking up the management role, right? Why isn't he taking an assistant role to help Keem to, help him, have more free time? He's not going to do that unless he is, and he's doing such a piss poor job that Keemstar still needs to get involved anyway.
Go fuck yourself.
Now look, let's go another peek behind the curtain, right? Me and Grim had a conversation about things, and I said, you know what, Grim? There's certain lines I would never cross because, one, I'm not disrespecting my marriage. Two, I know y'all are together. And, Grim even said, I know you'd never do that, right? And because Beans isn't even my type. Like, let's just put that out there. Nothing against you, Beans, you're not my type. All right. So the other thing, I'm not going to disrespect my marriage, no one else's relationship for content and for fucking donations. All right. I think a little too highly of myself and my marriage than to fucking do some bullshit sexual grift with my co-host for donations. All right. I'm sorry. That makes me a bad person. Sorry. Not sorry. All right. Exactly. All right. Let's continue.
Ooh, please do.
Don't say.
Shit. Let me share the screen.
Yeah.
Share the screen. My bad. The boomer report. The boomer report.
Ooh, like that.
Like, bro, look at his eyes. Look at his eyes.
Ooh, please do.
Oh, he scooted underneath the desk. His hand went underneath the desk. What are you doing, bro?
Oh my God.
What are you doing, bro?
Ken.
What are you doing?
Don't say ooh like that.
Even Buff called it out.
Yep.
Whoever the guest is has got it. I think I've got it untwisted, sir.
You gotta watch the stream.
Yes.
All right, perfect. I just want to make sure Buff got it. All right, I'm playing it. The only reason why I said something. No, the only reason.
Oh, God. Here we fucking go with the wartime reporter. What do you want?
What in the gooner hell are y'all watching?
We're watching some piece of shit try to plant seeds in people's heads that me and Beans have some weird sexual tension and that she defends me more than she defends Grim. And he went up there trying to look like me, fucking Team Ken. And
literally nerds supported this, man.
Exactly.
Exactly. You know what? I'll even go further than that and just say only one of them openly was supporting it, and it's clearly the one with the purple hair. That's all I'm fucking saying.
The other dude, right, when they were about to play the clip, he was like, "Ooh, please do," and he scooted up to the desk, and his hand went down. His hand went down. If you pay attention, so. I'm addressing this because he's disrespecting my marriage, he's disrespecting my co-host in their relationship, and they're disrespecting two good friends of mine.
Absolutely.
So I'm addressing this.
Who is this?
Some random fucktard in the Discord that fucking, he said something in the chat, and Zay brought him up, and she was like, oh, you said something interesting in the chat. And then they're talking about sexual tension.
Oh.
Like, fuck this guy. Fuck this guy.
Hell
All right, I'm gonna continue playing the clip. That way we can get to it.
Why I got a little testy. Lolcow test, check it out at night. The only reason why I got a little testy was whenever he threatened Ken. Now, there's something between me and Ken where, like, the only reason why I said.
What?
She didn't finish the clip. She did not finish.
She never will.
All right. I just
Kind of like whenever she said that, I said that Gaffarian was the only donator when I said top donator, and then literally in the first second that she played it, it says me saying Gaffarian is a top donator, and she doesn't address that part. She didn't. She went completely over and went to the next sentence. It was a period. Next sentence. We don't have a millionaire that could just throw money at us. And then she took that sentence and put it in the previous sentence, which is not correlated, by the way. And then she tried to say, well, you hear that, Gaff? She's calling you a millionaire. I didn't know you were a millionaire. It's like, no, I said that he was a top donator. Period. Next sentence. But if we have to talk semantics and I have to school her, then that's completely fine.
Bro didn't pass fucking high school.
Bro, look
Bro doesn't even know how to pull up clips, bro.
They're bringing it up in the chat. Look at his eyes, bro. Look at that motherfucker staring.
That's
sweating.
weird.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you, bro.
That's a dinner sweat right there.
So he is sitting here trying to say that funny stuff is going on and disrespecting you and beans and all this other shit.
Yeah. So listen. Keem told nerds to capitalize. He told Zay to capitalize. I have no problem with anything that happened on the stream. Right? She did what she was supposed to do. I'm not even mad. This guy, I have to address because he went a step too far.
Oh no, absolutely.
So
100%.
I'm gonna continue playing.
I don't know, bro. You're getting testy over a guy that's not your man is a little wild. That's all I'm gonna say.
Wait. What?
She said that she was getting a little testy because of how Ken got disrespected or whatever.
Does she know what the word testy means?
People call you all types of
I'm
death.
never gonna say I'm getting testy over another man. All I'm gonna say is the way that she talks about her man is not the way I would ever talk about my man. I wouldn't disagree with what Nick is saying. She has literally said that her man couldn't protect her.
Hand goes back down the pants. Did you see that on the right side? Hand went back down the pants.
She was outside at a fucking.
And I was smelling it.
I
don't believe that.
And here comes Keem. Here comes Keem. And if you think about the delay, that's what he just saw. If you think about the YouTube delay, that's probably literally what he just saw.
Protect her.
No, I can't.
You want to hear this? You want to hear this crazy threat that I gave to Ken?
Yes.
I said, look, man, a lot of people would like to be a host. A lot of people like to try out. You know, something along those lines. You know, why doesn't she say what I said? Why is it? Because he threatened Ken.
I did.
You know, why just
Literally
remove the
after that clip, I
context? That makes
said
no
it.
sense.
Wait, that's what she's talking about in that clip.
I think so. I think so. That's the only threat like I can think of.
And that's what has her being testy over it. She ain't that fucking testy when Grim got threatened to be fired. Is all I gotta say.
She refers to me telling Ken and Beans, both of them, because they're both in the group chat. Hey, a lot of people would like to be a host, right? She refers to it as a threat instead of just saying what I said, right? She also last night on Rewind tried to tell people on the 19th he threatened.
Yeah, we know all this shit. Y'all got the point. So all I'm saying is, hey guys, by the way, your numbers are at the bottom. Hey guys, I'm thinking about moving you to 6 a.m. Hey Keem, we have a problem with 6 a.m. We don't know if that's going to be good. The first time we ever said anything to Keem, hey guys, guess what? Other people want to be hosts. If we want to talk about full context, hey guys, I think I'm moving to 6 a.m. I don't know if that's going to work because of these reasons. Hey guys, you're the very last in place. Don't be in last place. I don't know, bro. 6 a.m. probably going to hurt our numbers even more. Hey guys, guess what? Other people want to be hosts too. How would anybody else interpret that? If you want to give full context, how would anybody else interpret that?
It's fucking ain't no response for that, bro.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Let's call a spade a spade.
And I'll even mention this, just to add more to the wound, you know, add a little bit more lemon juice, add a little bit more salt, right? Pirate Contra made a very good point, and I totally forgot about this because every single fucking day that Tess goes by, I forget what happens because I try to just go to sleep and forget about it. Buff made it clear on Tess last night, without him, nerds would be dead, and that is an absolute fact. And if anyone disagrees, you're actually coping. You're actually coping. For the amount of times that nerds has been on the chopping block or some issue's been going on, guess who was there every single time? Guess who's still the remaining host the entirety of that time? But all of a sudden, when a new host comes by, which is Buff, all of a sudden, guess what? Makes a full 180. Bro, if it ain't obvious there, I don't know what is. I think it's pretty obvious. You know?
Okay. I have a question. Do you think maybe Zay is just, she has a hate boner for you two, so she's just going to be petty as fuck?
She's always petty as fuck, but she can't fight in the boxing ring apparently. Which digress. We always knew that was going to happen. You even said that to me. But the other thing is that Keemstar will listen to a clip that wasn't even talked about the entire way. And when I was on Rewind, I wasn't trying to stop anybody from showing clips. You guys should you could have played.
I didn't think you were stopping it. Yeah, I don't think you were stopping. We were just stopping.
I get yelled at and screamed at.
Wait a minute. You didn't get yelled at and screamed at. It was Keemstar being Keemstar, but that's not his yelling voice. His yelling voice is a hell of a lot worse. Believe me.
Oh yeah. I've heard it.
Yeah. His yelling voice is way different. So you didn't get yelled at and screamed at. You got Keemstarred at.
Okay, well I got Keemstarred at, but he doesn't Keemstar Zay for playing half of a clip, and then he wants to say that I didn't add any context when I actually fucking did.
I was gonna say you got glazed, but I don't want to do that because it's a little weird.
All right, Ken. God damn it, bro.
I just want to say we're 115 members away from me saying I can't. Much less. Zyla, we got 885 members this stream.
Now to end this video, we're gonna end it up with an interesting clip by one of Zay's dude's fans that came up. Kind of was just shit talking, saying some weird stuff about Cafe. Which is funny because you didn't. I don't know if one buff we. I don't think I remember anything because honestly, I saw him in the video, and as I was making the video and getting clipped, I kind of didn't really care about the guy too much. Felt that he was very irrelevant to what I was trying to make the Big Bean special episode. Now that I look back and I'm seeing it, oh god, I did miss I did miss something. Now I did mention that Bean and Ken relationship can be viewed as very brotherly and sisterly. I think in a way you can interpret that as me defending them. Go ahead if you want. I really don't care. But it is kind of creepy to have to kind of say stuff like that on stream. Now that doesn't really surprise me when you have like a gooner mindset and all of that. And obviously, Ken has every right to be furious and mad at these people for kind of saying stuff like that. From what I understand, Ken is a married man. He's happy. You know, Beans is happy in her relationship, and that's well and good. But I also, one of the things I would tell them is when you're very open about your relationship and you're willing to talk about it, people are always going to use it as a way to get under your skin. Right? A clear chink in the armor, as some would say. Um, and the best way a lot of the time is you either ignore it, but there are times where if it's consistent or you're very much, you know, for any amount of reason, you're very, I don't know what the right word or what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying, I think, and I think gonna come off really hard, not hard, very dumb when I say this or very stupid. I don't know how I'm gonna say this right, but for some people, when you talk about their marriage in a certain way, they are gonna get offended, and you can't really blame them. Maybe not anything bad going on in the marriage, but like because of certain people and their past and the way they are, you know, when they are married or when they are in a happy relationship, they do anything they can to defend it. And in the case of this, I don't blame Ken. Honestly, Ken should have gone a lot harder. And I think if Ken sees that guy on, let's say, Nerds, he should just jump on Nerds and just strike at him hard. Rail on him, you know, drill it in like you don't talk shit about my relationship. Now, obviously, the guy is gonna probably make the claim that, well, if you talk about your relationship openly, it is free game. But also, like, you know, it also depends on the LCUs and their rules, right? What is talkable and what isn't talked about, right? Like, what is and isn't. And if people can't respect that, right? If the rules are clearly set like that, right, then don't. But if they've already been broken a number of times, well, I think at this point they happen regardless. It is free game. And so the only other option is retaliate hard when you see him. Strike him hard to where you make him quit that particular day when he's on. And you remind him, don't talk shit about my wife or about my relationship or about my host relationship. That's how I would have done it, but everybody is different. As you know, now as we're getting to the end of this video, I like to say that I am happy that Cafe has his, you know, big push. But it all depends on Monday and what's to come, right? If they can keep the energy and the momentum. And it's good to see that they're willing to embrace change against the odds. Whether or not, if this is their true final gambit or their true attempt of changing, I don't know. We'll have to wait till Monday. But given that there are some big changes going on Tuesday or on the 29th, well, you know, you never know. The future is unknown to us now.